Hey there, peoples. Doing the Dutch here, playing some League of Legends. So, yeah, back to League of Legends. Why? Because fuck logic. That's why. So we got back into this. Well, with we, I mean myself. Most of these guys have been playing it. I've been able to convince a friend of mine playing it, which is Soul, who should know him from my Borderlands videos, who probably nobody's watched. All the other guys are new. So, I got back into League of Legends. It's been quite a while since then.
I'm OP?
And
Your mom is...
we get to that. Quickly away from all that chatter. So, as you can expect, this is unranked.
No.
This was before. This was before I became ranked. I am now ranked. I'm still crap at it most of the time, but still, we're making progress. So we got our basic lineup. We got a Broloff playing a solo top. We got our mid laner, which is Ari, and then we have our support Shan along with our AD carry, which is Vayne. Our AD carry is an idiot, by the way. Well, maybe that's a little harsh. He's just not the most intelligent figure in the world who thinks that the whole point of the AD carry is to harass the bot laners, which is not the case. Their team is what you can expect of it. They've got a top lane who's Wukong, their mid laner is Lux, then they've got Lulu and Caitlyn on bot, and then their jungler is Warwick. Warwick is the most obvious jungler. He's one of the most, well, as I said, obvious. You can definitely find it. So, excuse me. I'm playing as the more newer jungler, who is Kha'zix. He's a more newer champion, and I'll start already. But how did you get him? I bought him. Yeah, I bought him. Ever since I've started to really get more of my friends, I'm willing to spend actually a bit of money to get some of those champions, because Kha'zix is really nice.
Me? My dad owns a dealership.
He's very
I came here to
sadistic.
kick butt and drink Graggy.
And Broloff
Looks
is a
like
complete
I'm
idiot.
all out of Graggy.
But the point is, so here we start. The pool's been made, and we're on our way with the blue kill. So let me get through Kha'zix ability. First, let's start with his passive. His passive is called Unseen Threat, which causes that his first basic ability on the target, while this effect is placed on him, causes that he does bonus damage and slows the target's movement speed for a short amount. This is of course very useful for when you're going for a gank. This works very well with some of his other abilities as well, but of course this shows that he is a ganker, but he's very useful for other effects as well. So his second ability is called Void Spike, which is the ability I open with. It's a short-range skill shot, which causes that you shoot spikes to directly in front of you, or a direction you want to, simply put. And it does damage to the main target of plus any enemies that are nearby. When you're near the explosion, though, you gain a bit of health from that damage, which makes it, of course, very useful. So there we go. His third ability is called Leap, and Leap actually, well, it's self-explanatory. You leap to a target location, damage on the impact area, and well, that's basically it. It's a very short distance, but that can be improved over time. I'll get to that later. So his ultimate is called Void Assault, which causes that Kha'zix activates his camouflage, which makes him temporarily invisible for about a second, and then of course because of that his passive Unseen Threat is reapplied on him. So, and this can actually be used 2 times in a row, which allows you to do bonus damage and continuously slow. You're also gaining movement speed while doing this, so it's particularly useful when facing off against certain people, when you're chasing or just for the engagement. If you ask me, you can do some burst damage immediately from the start. Just a moment here, I gotta do something about this sound. It's just a little... So, about this. Should be fine. Okay, so back to the point. So there's first blood on R for us. Wukong does kill our Broloff, but he did needed help from Warwick to achieve that, which kind of explains to them how good Broloff is, and they apparently can't do squat. So, you might be thinking that's kind of a lame kind of ultimate, but to be honest, to my eyes, Kha'zix's ultimate is not about, before I mentioned here, our AD carry just got owned because he was an idiot, and then our support goes in and makes a double kill, which is hilarious to me. But back to the point, Kha'zix's ultimate is not actually about what it does, but more about what it gives you. You see, every time you put you rank up your ultimate, you gain an evolution point. An evolution point you get 3 of these, of course, because you can only rank up your ultimate 3 times. And you might be wondering, what's the use of that? Well, these evolution points can be spent to I wouldn't exactly improve, but more like augment your existing abilities. You can do this on all 4 of them, but you can only do 3. And you can even do it on your ultimate. So let's start with Taster Fear's evolution. Taster Fear's evolution causes that he increases his range with his basic attacks, which is weird considering that he's a melee style, but it works quite well. And it increases the damage on isolated targets with Taster Fear's abilities. So the next one is Void Spike, which increases that he, of course, extends his spikes on his shoulders, which is kind of gross to look at, but hey, I think it's pretty cool when he does it. It also causes that this time he shoots his spikes in a conal distance in 3 different directions. I'm waiting here for a gank, which does not happen because I'm not in any position to do that. Maybe except for now. I go in, I jump in, I do some damage. I slow her with... I don't get the kill here, or actually I do. And dead. And I do not escape unharmed, but I live. So in my eyes, it went all well. Still have potions, so I used it. So back to the point. Void Spikes causes that you fire your spikes in 3 directions in a cone in front of you, which also applies your unseen threat effect. So it's very useful for like ranged slowing, so you can use it to actually help your teammates when they're trying to escape. And there's another kill for the bot lane enemies. So they're, like I said, our AD carry is not the most competent AD carry ever. So his leap in augmentation actually causes that he grows wings, which looks pretty cool. But another effect that it actually causes that first of all, it increases the range on his leap. So I'm readying myself for another gank here. I'm waiting. Their Wukong is very certain that he's not going to be in any trouble. He overextends in a certain way, I think. So leap causes that you increase your range with your leap. I waited for that so I can jump in. But he actually... I don't know if I die. I didn't get the kill on that, which is a good thing. Because as a jungler you shouldn't be getting kills on lanes. Because you need to get the lane advantage to your team members as a jungler. But back to the point. Leap increases the range. But it also causes that that you actually, when you make a kill or an assist, the cooldown on your leap is immediately refreshed, which makes it extremely useful. See? There is a leap in evolution. I did that first, which gives me increased ganking potential. So you can even evolve your ultimate. Your ultimate causes that you, first of all, gain the ability to use your camouflage actually 3 times. And you might be thinking, that's all. No, it doesn't. It doesn't increase the movement speed you gain out of it, but what you do gain is that when you activate it, and in that time when you're cloaked, you actually gain an increase on defense. You actually get 40% damage resistance, which makes it very useful. I do not. There it is, the smite. I was wondering what it was. So that makes it another good ganking ability, but it pretty much depends on how you want to play as Kha'zix. So, yeah, that's pretty much how I play. I play Kha'zix, of course, with his most typical jungle items. He's really focused on heavy damage. He's not about attack speed or durability. He's coming in, he smacks you about, slashes you to pieces, and maybe even takes a bite out of you, and then he leaves. If you're not dead yet, you're definitely going to have to go back, because he does amazing damage, especially in late game. He is extremely horrific to fight against, especially if he's the jungler. So the rest of our lanes are doing fine. Our mid lane is doing fine, but Lux is a bit of a pain in the ass to really fight. I thought I was going to help, but I actually decided not to. Of course, as I should explain, this team is completely fixed. We are completely together, and we just lost our top lane again to a game, but no biggie. He still gets the kill on Warwick, thanks to Ignite. Back to the point. So, Lux is a nasty one because she's got a lot of these non-target abilities, such as her skill shot, which is that snare. She can use it on 2 targets. And of course her orb, which causes, of course, an explosive effect, can can be placed, of course. It can also use to be reveal enemies in the jungle. Or in the brush, better said. So I decided to scare off Wukong because it's necessary. Our mid laner picks up the kill on him. I focus on that damn... I always make that mistake. So, as you can see, I smack about. I can farm really well as Kha'zix because of his heavy damage output. So, let's check our bot lane. Once again, our Vayne is completely screwing it up and completely getting his game ruined. He mostly blames this on them, but he's making the big mistake of sticking around when he shouldn't, and he's constantly harassing them with his abilities, which he shouldn't be doing because that's not what an AD carry does. So, as you can expect, everything is going very smoothly. I might just speed this up. This is the problem. Our mid laner, I'm going back. I couldn't help him, but he gets away thanks to his... This is what I always hated about playing against Ahri, because she has this kind of... It kind of acts like it's a defense mechanism, of course. It isn't actually a shield, but it's annoying. And the other thing that I hate about it is she just wasted her ultimate, which is a good thing. Ahri, her ultimate allows her to quickly chase after enemies or escape from them, which makes her extremely aggravating to fight against. As I said before, we're having a big advantage here. As you can also notice from all my older videos, ever since the spectator mode was implemented, LoL Replay uses that same system, which makes it incredibly useful to do some effective commentating. This time we can see, of course, from their direction. I thought I could get the kill, but I screwed up. Because she also used her ultimate. I just help out a bit cleaning out these lanes. They all of a sudden start focusing. This is the mistake I made. Okay, this is not the mistake I made because I actually only died once in this entire game. Our AD carry makes the mistake again of using his condemn to actually push the enemy away from them. They place a ward there. Warwick does it of all things. This is actually when condemn would be very useful, just in case. I go back to my, of course, jungling, back to the jungle. Our mid laner is doing fine. As you can see, I am building up to the most, what I prefer as a useful. I've got Madrid's Razors and Boots of Mobility. Mobility is very important with Kha'zix. If you add that, you've got the upper hand. He's not about his heavy... He's not about his durability. He's all about his movement and heavy damage. Constantly bursting them down. You know, I'd consider it almost taking them down with bug bites, but that would actually not be appropriate because these bug bites are like being eaten by a tiger. It hurts. These bites are that painful. Purple team, they got the dragon, but we still win this game. I wouldn't be showing you a game that we lose. So probably the next so let's start about the evolution sequence that I use. It's all different depending on your taste, but my evolution order would be open up with your leap, then go to your blades. I use... Do I actually have it? Yes, I do have Wriggle's Lantern, but I did not place it. Do not know why. Don't really care much, but what I do know is that I continually do quite the job. But back to the evolution thing. So I open up with the wings, then I evolve my blade so I have a little bit more distance so I can quickly finish the game. This is where I unfortunately screw up and I actually get killed because I thought I could get that Lux, but here's unfortunately when I die. It's unfortunate, but hey, what are you going to do about it? Everybody makes mistakes, right? Our AD carry, on the other hand, constantly does that, so he messes up his... See, this is the mistake. He goes towards the enemy. I know she was in the brush, but still, you know always that the support is probably hanging out in the brush. You don't do that. Well, getting off track here. So the evolution order, as I said, first go wings, then go blades, and then last but not least, I do spikes just for that little bit of extra poking, just in case it can be so useful. For example, if they're close, use void spikes while you're in the brush because they can't see you. Because then immediately you do your unseen threat bonus damage and slow effect while you're actually still unseen threaded, as I'd like to just call it. Actually, I don't. Never mind. This means that unseen threat is immediately applied again. I decided to help out a bit here because, like I said, we got a bit pissed off at our AD carry for constantly mucking it up. As you can see, I'm doing fine here. Just picked up a few farms and then we just keep moving. As you can see, we're pretty much equal when it comes to the farming, even though they got the dragon. Though early, of course, the first dragon steal doesn't really work with that. As you can see, we've also already pushed the top lane tower. That's thanks to our Brolaf, who is extremely good with him. That's why it's one of his favorite top lanes. This is a bit of an unfortunate pickle that he got himself into, but unfortunately Warwick overextends, gets charmed, and then all of a sudden almost half his HP is gone. As you can see, Wukong is making his move. He's not going to work. This isn't going to work in his favor though. Our Brolaf does need to retreat. Wukong is probably waiting for his chance to go for the offensive. Waiting for a gank. Doesn't get it though, I think. Here he goes. Opens up with the decoy. But as you can expect, she still has her ultimate. And she gets away clean. Back to the point. So, I decided to go just guard the mid lane because, well, the last thing we need is a push there. So I come in, I go about, constantly reapply. As you can see, I use unseen threat, quickly close that distance, screw up, don't get her, but I look at that health, gone. Luckily, our Brolaf does pick up the kill, and I get an assist for it. So again, that's a good thing because you need to actually give the lane you need to actually give the advantage to your laners and not to yourself as a jungler because you're the jungler. You don't work in the lanes. You don't give an advance. You can, but it's not suggested. So here we're doing, of course, the basic thing as you can expect. I'm going to hand over the blue to our mid laner who needs it because Ahri can be a mana slurp, can kind of completely sucks away mana. But it all depends actually on how you play, and he just does that. He continually spams abilities. I kind of do that, but only with the kind of mid laners I know I can do that with, like for example Mordekaiser. I don't know why I wasn't focusing on the big wolf because he was almost dead. He is dead now, so we move on. So what have I got? I still got Regal's Lantern and Boots of Mobility. You, like I said, build for base damage. Do not go for attack speed. You can, wouldn't recommend it though. They do not pick up the kill here on Brolaf. I've got to stop focusing on me. Let's just focus because things of course changed a bit because of the change in of course the lane advantage because we have the advantage in lanes. As you can see, our mid lane, our AD carry is once again doing his job. Not too well if you ask me. I pick up that little bit of CS. So I don't know what I was gonna do here. Their ward was expired, so that was just perfect timing. I think I helped, but I screw up. My timing was just a little too late. If I was coming in there, probably she was dead. Caitlyn would have been dead because of the massive damage that I do with Taste Their Fear. Now, we're just going to keep a little bit of an eye on me because I wanted to show you the next evolution because, to be honest, I think these animations are pretty cool. It's a gimmick thing, I have to admit, but it is pretty cool to see these evolution, and it kind of brings a new element to the game. Also, by the time I've made this video, maybe they're already out, but apparently, because of pre-season 3, we're about to get... There we go, there's the extension. Now I get increased range on my melee, on my basic attacks, which seems useless, but it can be effective for chasing. So do not discard that fact. So back to the point, we see once again our AD carry overextends, gets himself killed. Warwick goes in. He's got now both buffs. Actually, he didn't get that from that kill. He actually had them from his own lane. I need to really keep an eye on everything, but I'm very bad. I'm very much tunnel vision by these kind of things. This is the first death, I think, on our Shen. Let's see here. Yes, this is his first death while our AD carry has 4. In the Lighten events, I would say, what's wrong with this picture? Well, everything. This shouldn't be. As you can see, our Brolaf is on a rampage because he just offed off. And here comes Wukong and does get the kill on him. I think. Nope, he doesn't. And our Brolaf walks away with, what is it? Well, a little less than 100 HP. Uses his flash just in case. Smart move. You do not want to get killed. Lulu is doing... I don't know what she's doing, actually. Just apparently helping out, trying to clean out mid lane. Not the smartest move. Probably just doing some farming since Lux is nowhere to be found. Lux is coming in with that horrible, horrible skin. Ugh. Why? Why would you choose that skin? Every skin except that one, for God's sakes. 2 skill shots, missed them both, they suck. Our mid laner is really good with Ari. He's not the best in our team, to be honest. I still gotta admit that that's our Broloff. He's pretty, though he can be. He is one of the youngest in the team. At least in this team, we have built up a ranked team. And at the moment, he's still the youngest. This could be possible when we getting younger. He's 14 years old, by the way. But it doesn't take away the fact that he knows this game. He plays this a lot. He plays this more than me. I have this game for a while, but I haven't played it like a bazillion times. Now this is where actually Kha'zix's extreme taste their fear effect comes into effect. You see, I get, of course, like I said, you do bonus damage to isolated targets. This doesn't only count for champions. This counts for all of them. This counts for simple lane creeps. This counts for neutral monsters. So if you take out their buddies, you gain increased damage on the primary target you want to have down. So first get rid of the small fry, then focus on the big fish is what I would recommend going jungling with Kha'zix. So back to the point, as you can see, just using a little bit of Void Spike just to clear out a bit of the Winging Wave. It doesn't do the extensive damage, and it has the biggest cooldown outside of well, actually the longest cooldown would be on Leaf, but with the cooldown we pick up 2 kills here, one by our Broloff, one by me. We go in for the third and we get him. Split the kills, doesn't matter who, none of us scored at least a double kill. We get a kill, 3 in fact, and we can just go. I go back to get whatever I want because till now I've got a Brutalizer, which is very useful because it gives armor penetration and cooldown reduction. And of course, it does base attack damage, which, like I said, is recommended with Kha'zix. I go check if they're blues there. We're about to find out. And it is! So I requested our mid lane to come here so we can go get that. So I can grab our own, because to be honest, I accidentally actually stole it from him. Because Madrid Tracer decided to have its effect do happen at that point, and I accidentally stole it. I really apologize at that point. So Wukong made the mistake of being out of position. I do not know what I was doing here. I screwed it up here with my leap. I don't know how that happened. Use my flash. Shen comes in with his ultimate, and then they're pretty much. And then Warwick, of course, thinks he can get away, which he does. Lux, on the other hand, was not that lucky, I think. Or actually, that was Kate. It doesn't matter. I survived barely. I run away because I'm too... Although, like I said, Kha'zix does heavy damage, but there is one thing he's not good at. And that's durability. He's an extremely squishy style jungler. He's in it's a total effect. So we pick up the kill here on Lux. He thinks he can have it. That's 1 kill. This is great. I leap out. You think Warwick thinks he's got the upper hand. I come in, does the bonus damage. I run away again. He taunts, and then goodbye, Warwick. That was some great teamwork. We used a combination of our abilities, constantly shifted his focus away, and then we just killed him. He thought I ran away, left Shen to his doom, then I came back, and I just completely owned him. Now, let's see about our AD carry. Let me explain exactly what I've got wrong with his... This is his build till now. He should be having way better stuff than this. He's got a Phantom Dancer, Berserker's Greaves, and 2 Doran's Blades. This is not a recommended build for any AD carry, if you ask me. I never go more than 1 starter's item at all. That's opinion based, but still. He needs to learn to do way better than this. We've heard that he's been doing a lot better since that time, but I'm still not completely sold in having us in our ranked team, because he tends to, of course, get a bit ahead of himself. He thinks, yeah, I'm great. Did you see me get those kills? While some of his kills are actually kill steals. So I decided to push forward here with a large group of minions. Because of my extreme heavy damage, I can clean out these little minions as if they were just cupcakes. Delicious, delicious cupcakes. So then I decided to first wait in the brush here, let them go ahead, And then I go for a little smacking on the turret. So we lost Ari there. There comes Lulu. Lulu thinks she can have me. It's Lulu against Kha'zix. If I went in there, just smacked her about, I probably could kill her. I don't, because I don't want to take the risk of one of their own, of the other team members coming in. Or we got a position, and he's dead. Don't know what our AD carry was doing here, because he would have been a lot wiser if he went after her. So, Shen and I pick up that kill. Goodbye, Caitlyn. That's another kill for me. I'm going on a rampage here. I only get one death in this entire game. It does not prove how good we are. It just proves that... Actually, it does prove how good we are, making a slight mistake there. This shows the extreme damage output that Kha'zix can do. He can become so extremely deadly, especially if you let him finish his build. Till now, I'm now building up to a... well, first Hex Drinker and then directly to a Maw of Malmortius, which is extremely useful just because of that magic damage that there is. It's extremely effective, if you ask me. So here we go. Miss the Void Spike, go in. I'm not sure what happened here. Warwick gets enlarged, he tries to grab me, it doesn't work. I just walk away and then I decide to come in, poke him a little bit. We're not sure. Warwick unfortunately survives. He is one lucky little wolf. But they still just don't win this. So Roloff taking a few shots here for the team from that turret. I decided to go back into jungling just to get some of my health back thanks to Wriggle's Lantern. As you can see, this is the ranking that I've got to now. 5 Taste Their Fear, 5 Void Spike because these are your main damage dealing. Then Leap. Then Void Assault. Leap could be used for damage, but I wouldn't recommend it because of its longer cooldown, because you can't constantly use it. It is really for either for escapes or engages. Even if you got the evolution, I wouldn't just do it just because you can. It is not a recommended idea. So I decided to just pick up their red because, well, I can. Or actually, I didn't pick it up. I'm not sure what I'm doing here. And I decided just to grab it for myself. First focus down those little guys, because then I do increase damage on, of course, our big Lizard Elder. He is dead meat. So, besides me, the entire team is completely focusing on mid lane. I came with the suggestion, hey, how about I go for the damn top lane turret, because, well, I can. This is once again where Vayne overextends and gets himself killed. They need help. I come in. Then I decide, hi Caitlyn, you're dead. Goodbye, Caitlyn. I didn't think they were expecting that. I'm hoping to get a isolated target. Do get it. Unfortunately, decoy there. Comes the slow. We do get Wukong here, thanks to Broloff. He would have gotten away without it. I now need to run my hell, dodge that snare just before it could get me, and I walk away with a nice Wukong. Num num. It is going fabulous this entire game. It's one of the few games that I can proudly say we did a great job and we did not win by luck. We worked skillfully, except for him because he's an idiot. He's finally starting to understand he needs to build better. He's got a Bloodthirster, which is a good item. I actually recommend going for that first, or at the very least, buy a Vampiric Scepter, because it's the only way you're gonna regain health if your support is not a damn heal, has no form of healing for you. If you don't have them, like Shen or any other, get a fucking Vampiric Scepter. Here comes in Wukong. Not sure what he's trying to achieve here. Not sure if he achieves. Once again, ruined his Condemn because he used it to push his enemy away while he could have actually started chasing it. He didn't. For some reason, he decided to farm. Could have easily then cut him off. Wukong tries to steal the blue here. He succeeds. But unfortunately for him, I don't think he gets very far. Ultimate from our AD carry. Does pick up a kill here. We accepted that kill, but only that one. They kill the dragon, then we go for Baron. Not sure if we pick it up. To be honest, I think we did actually. I took a bit of damage here. Could easily take it thanks to my Void Spike. Healed myself with that. Constantly smacking. We take it down without easy. They have no idea what we're doing. Don't even check. We have Nasher. And they're just completely out of... We are not sure what Lux was doing here. I'm not sure anymore what Brolov is doing. Actually just stealing a few creeps. Unfortunately gets a big caught out of position of that. Escapes the snare. Dodges just in case, just barely. We've got a Lulu with a Will of Ancients, which kind of is weird because Lulu is a support. You don't build a spell vamp item with someone like that. We were hoping to get some sort of kill, but we couldn't. They placed a war, so they knew. She misses that thing. Not miss her snare. This is the moment. I come in with leap. Might be thinking stupid move, but I did that because I was planning to slow them. Did we pick up? Unfortunately, we did not pick up. Actually, we do. I am dominating. First time in my life ever since I played LoL that I achieved that. Finally, our AD carry is actually making himself useful. Back to the point, actually, if you haven't noticed yet, since I've evolved my spawning direction, as you can see, there it is. I shoot them in 3 directions, and the tasty fear effect is applied immediately, making it very useful. The way that you can see it without having to check for the buff is, as you can see, these kind of purple glows around my blades are now active. This means that Unseen Threat is applied. This makes you extremely useful. As you see, the glow is reapplied. Now I have it. Fortunately, our mid laner lost his connection here, but it didn't really matter anymore because we were going to win this anyway. Brolov eats Lux's ulti. Not a big deal. We still kick ass. I don't want to sound braggy. We decided to say, I make an escape here. Thanks again because of the... Oh boy. If it wasn't for that Shen, I probably would be dead or close to it. So you won't hear me complain about what happened over there. I retreat to get my next. As you can see, I am now planning to build out my Brutalizer to Yomu's Ghostblade. Not a recommended item. Would recommend it myself because of course you can gain, of course, the active ability of it, which increases your movement and attack speed, which in a way works kind of well. I do leap there because the cooldown is reduced already globally on it. I'm not talking about the refresh that you get from it by making kills or assists, but the entirety of the cooldown is already decreased because of the evolution, as far as I know, which makes it, of course, even useful. We're checking if there is a dragon. Unfortunately, they took it. This wasn't the time, of course, when just before we killed Baron Nashor. We didn't know this, of course, because these announcements that you see are because of the spectator system, not because of the information we're getting. So I was just walking around hoping to find some creeps, because of course we didn't know which creeps there were and there weren't. Found out that Warwick's there, hoping that he might just go a little too far and I can pick him off, because although Warwick, of course, has the ability to get life back from his basic attacks, he is extremely... now I remember, I was actually hoping to get a back door. Failed. 3 of them there. 8 a damn... Missed that because I used leap. Didn't really needed it, just to make sure that they weren't going to flash behind me. Needed some health back. Void Spike, health back. And look at that creep farm. It is brilliant. Anyone who says that Kha'zix is crap or is in any way a lousy jungler doesn't know how to play with him. Some people actually call him overpowered. I wouldn't actually go that far. His evolutions might be a little too ridiculous sometimes. I once again going for a attack on the... I think I actually got killed twice. I'm not sure. No, I do not, because I get away again. Just decided to poke a little bit with my Void Spike. Walk away again. Reapplied Unseen Threat. Decided to just leap over the trees. Don't know exactly why I did that. Don't really focus. That's the reason now. Ate that sniper shot without a problem. Just staying together now because we don't want to be picked off separately as our unfortunate AD carried us. 2 Phantom Dancers now. Still don't understand that build completely. I'm not gonna argue, but it wouldn't be my way to build. Just slow them just in case. As you can see, we're just constantly moving. I don't know if that actually hit. Don't know what happens at that. Do pick up a kill on him. I accepted that kill from our AD carry. We're just waiting for our mobs coming in. Actually, I decided to give the damage, then moved away because, well, basically because I couldn't take it. Now our AD carry wasn't noticing that he was eating a lot of turret shots. I was snared, still got away via a combination of my leap and my ult. The only person I think doesn't get out, actually, the only one who doesn't get out of this alive is our Shen. And that's basically because actually he does get away, I think. We're about to find out. We're just gonna keep a little eye on them, see how this goes. Separate each other. Fortunately, bad move for Broloff. Actually, not such a bad move. Hopes to get the kill on Lux. Not sure if he gets it though. Doesn't give up. Used his flash, doesn't of course dodge the snipe. But he lives with a decent amount of health. How much has he got? A bit more than 1,000. Good enough for me. I come back. I don't have much health. What I do have is an extremely amount of damage. I now have a Wriggles Lantern, Boots of Mobility for amazing speed, Yomu's Ghost Blade, a Maul Melmordius which does extreme damage, a Vampiric Scepter and a BF Sword which I was planning to build out for a Bloodthirster. Don't think I get there though, because then I completely owned it. Got the dragon. Don't know where I was heading in this, to be honest. Then I decided, hey, there's a fight going up in mid lane. Maybe I should go help. Because to be honest, our AD carry actually took way longer in that about that fight than was necessary. There comes in 2 of them. Actually, there was 1, because it was Wukong who immediately used his decoy. Don't know why he used this. I'm not sure what happens here. Actually, he uses it a good way, is condemned. Lives. I was cleaning up bot lane, apparently. I'm not sure exactly why I was doing that. Probably because it was necessary. Back to the point. We're doing quite well here. Shen now actually picks up an Abyssal Scepter, increasing, of course, his magic resistance and his ability power, which stacks extremely well with Shen's abilities. Plus, of course, the decreased magic resistance on the enemy, which makes it even better. Back to the point. So we've pushed almost every lane's turret away except for that little one over there. Takes a little bit of damage. They still have all their inhibitors. Won't be long though. Planning to pick up Baron for the 2nd time. Goes even faster this time because more damage. Look at those crits. Crits from that damn AD carry. Not so much for me, but I am insane damaging. So, Caitlyn, Lux thought she could snipe off Baron. She was a little late on that front. Don't know what I was doing here. Probably planning to cut out their reinforcements or their retreat. For some reason, I decided to focus on Lux. She used her shield. Now I've wasted my... But I was able to pick up on a beautiful Lux, I thought. Apparently I didn't. This is unfortunately where we do take a bit of a pounding. Yep. I focus once again on the Wukong decoy. Warwick didn't have much of a chance. Wukong does get away. Lucky bastard, but what are you going to do about it? What we can do here is pick up a free Caitlyn. For some reason, actually we do not pick up a free Caitlyn. What we do pick up is a... I still live. Our AD carry's dead and I'm still alive. You'd think I'd be the first one to die. I didn't. A little busy. You might be thinking, game over for me. Nope. Brilliant ultimate from my friend Shen. Comes in just at the right time, just to make sure I stay alive. I was so happy he sticked around. Just going back, really wasn't necessary, but hey, I was being cautious. I think at this point we actually just kept pushing and we actually won. Got the Bloodthirster now. Still, this is 4 against 5. We're now playing 4 against 5, but because of our early and mid-game increased damage, because everything we did in mid and early game, we just have the upper hand here. They cannot do a damn thing about us. It's just brilliant to look at, to be honest, if you ask me. Don't know where our AD carry actually just respawned. As you can see, look at the statistics. He's got 10 kills. Our top lane's got 13. Difference is, he's got 7 deaths. Our top lane has 6. Might be thinking that's a lot. Look at the difference in the assist. This just shows that he is the sore spot here. I mean, our support's got half what our AD carry has. That shouldn't be. And I am not talking about an AD, and I'm not talking about a support that keeps killing everything, keeps kill stealing. I decided to come here. Don't know who we focus on first. Yeah, now I remember. Caitlyn. Goodbye, Caitlyn. I got a Warwick on me here. Warwick made a bad move. Bad boy. That's what you do to a rabid dog. You put him down. Don't know why I was walking in that. Took a bit of damage. Don't know why I was going towards the inhibitor. Not necessary. Our AD carry died again. I decided to help out a bit. Don't know what happens here. We actually pick up Wukong. I decided to start smacking on that inhibitor along with my 2 buddies. We take it down. Now it's actually 3 against, well, 1. Because our AD carry won't be back anytime soon, but the case remains none of their team members will be back soon enough either. So, as you can see, a nice little game that we played. Could have been better on some side, but that's mostly the AD carry's fault. He makes a lot of mistakes. Still, we do great, and we kicked ass. Thank you, goodbye, and it's been great. I decided to do some crazy dance here, just in case. So, that just went great. We just decided to taunt them at the end of it. So, that was pretty much my League of Legends stuff. My name has been Dude the Dutch, and I hope you enjoyed this.